And welcome to this weekend's Behind the Mitten. John Gonzalez along with Amy Sherman having a great time as we do every single weekend, traveling the state of Michigan, discovering new places and also returning to some familiar places. This weekend, Amy, we're at a very familiar spot.
We are, but I have to say that this is, I believe, perhaps our most beautiful setting to record from this special place.
I would agree.
I think our friend Timmy Hygh has outdone himself this time. This is absolutely stunningly gorgeous. We're back on the island, everyone. Our second home throughout the year, and we are thrilled to be back. This is our first visit of the season, and we're just so excited to be here. And we could not have picked a more pure Michigan day.
It really is gorgeous, folks. We are sitting on the deck here of a brand new place. We'll tell you more about that in a minute. But we are overlooking the waterways as the ferry line comes in. I think this is Starline right here.
Starline, yeah, right here on Mackinac Island.
Gorgeous.
Overlooking the straits, and it is truly a beautiful day. It's a crystal deep blue water and light blue sky, fluffy clouds, and good friends surrounding us. So thank you so much, Tim Hygh from Mackinac Island, for setting this up for us.
Well, welcome back, and always good weather for our good friends, and welcome back to your second home.
Thank you. I'm glad you ordered this up special for us.
Absolutely. Welcome to Smokey Jose's, one of the newest restaurants on Mackinac Island.
Tell us a little bit about it.
I better get that from Jack Armstrong, All-American Boy.
Just brand new open, so a lot of people have not even heard or seen of this place. So we're going to get the whole story a little bit later about Smokey Jose's, located right here on the Starline dock on Mackinac Island. But for people who have unfortunately never been to Mackinac Island, which is crazy.
That's unfortunate.
It's time for them to plan their trip for this summer. You guys always have new things happening every year on the island, as well as old favorites. What's maybe a few things that are new this year on the island?
Well, a few things that are new, including
Smokey Jose's.
Smokey Jose's is new. And then, if you look at the waterways and coming in this year, it looks a little different because there are some new hotel rooms being built over the Shepler dock. Mm-hmm. And so that's going to be a different visual for you as you come in. So, and then if you're coming in on the Starline dock from St. Ignace, you're going to see behind Mary's Bistro, they're going to have a new restaurant called Bayside Barbecue and Bar. And so I guess every dock you come into this year, you're going to see something a little bit different.
It's going to look a little bit different. But then, of course, all the favorites, you still can come over on the ferry. You can do, we're going to talk a little about some of the special things you can do on ferries on the island. Of course, ride your bike around the island. All the fudge shops are open. Timmy, you have a new penthouse suite where people can come get all of the information about what to do on the island.
Well, yes. For those of you who are coming back, please get your information at our information booth. But this year it's a little two-story building. It looks like a little dollhouse.
It's in the same location.
It's the exact same location.
Dollhouse. I like that.
No, that sounds like something else. But no, I don't think we're not going to go with that. But anyway, so you're going to get your information there. You're going to, it's over the same area right next to the Mackinac Island Carriage Tours, and we can't wait to see everybody coming up this year.
Well, I think a lot of people sometimes have a thought, I can't go to the Visitors Bureau because I feel weird asking this question, but that is what you guys do, is you walk up to the window and you say, where do I go for this?
And you know what? People will come in, our new employees will say, I've stayed here before and I've lived here and I know everything about the island, but you don't know every question that someone's going to come up with. And we do get some interesting questions. So this year, the classic is, where does the bridge meet the island? So
we applaud you if you ask that question.
What we're going to do this year is we're going to have a sheet of paper coming down, and every time we get a new question, and what did we learn today from our guests? We learned a lot from our guests as well. Yeah. We're going to have them write it down. It should be a lot of fun. In our new booth.
In your new booth.
Yeah, right on Main Street.
Cool.
Absolutely
and
worth
of course,
a visit.
The other thing that's new this year, a couple of other things, but one is the new old-time photo stores, and so you're going to be talking to Mary Jane Barnwell about that as well. And that people have been missing that for years because we haven't had one in about 4 seasons.
We have been dying to get our photo taken like that. So
yeah, it's going to be fun.
It's going to be super cool. We'll talk to her a little bit later in the show for sure. All right, right now let's welcome our other guest, Peter Mirabelle, who is an author, who is a longtime resident of Mackinac Island, and who recently released a new book and also owns one of the coolest Birkenstock shops in the country that's right here on Mackinac Island.
Well, thanks very much. I'm delighted to be here with you guys. Welcome you back to the island, and always with Tim, who does a terrific job of talking about what a wonderful place this is. And yes, it is kind of fun to be both a writer and a guy who sells Birkenstocks to people who need comfortable things on their feet.
How did you come up with that combo, my friend?
Well, it's a much longer story than anybody would ever want to listen to, but it's a second career at the Birkenstock store called Mackinac Birkenstock here. And writing is something I started as a part-time thing a few years ago. and try and do a book every year and a half or so, a light mystery, the Michael Russo mystery series. But primarily, it's the Birkenstock store, 7 months a year. We're open for about 6 months, but the rest of it is set up, tear down, and I enjoy working with people, and earning a living and helping people be more comfortable is a pretty nice thing to do.
Well, you found the right spot in a Birkenstock store.
Yes.
What's your background? What you grew up in Metro Detroit, but you worked at Michigan State, is that correct?
I did. I was on the faculty at Michigan State for 25 years.
Go Green.
And go Green. And I had a wonderful, wonderful career and a wonderful time. But it was time to move on and do something different. And Mackinac and the Straits area have always been a love for me. I've been coming here all my life, and now to be able to say I live here is pretty special.
Peter, in your Birkenstock store, where's it located? And when I walk in, what am I going to see?
Well, it's located in the Lilac Tree Hotel Arcade, which is almost dead center in the middle of Main Street. And if you look for the Lilac Tree Hotel sign, you'll find us.
Right.
And if you walked in the door right now, you would see a selection of Birkenstock sandals and clogs and shoes, one of the best available anywhere because we specialize. And because we only have Birkenstock and a sandal called Chaco, which is a great water sandal, we can offer more choices for people who walk in the door, and helping people to be more comfortable in a Birkenstock, especially with back pain, knee pain, or heel pain.
Okay, so if you're listening right now, you can hear the ferry coming in,
Yeah.
right? Because we're right here on the Star
A
Line.
little bit of wind, too. We apologize for that.
Yeah, a
school
little bit of
group.
wind, but we can help but record from outside on the deck here at Smokey Jalapeno. I'm like, I can't even concentrate because I'm like, there's a school group on that boat and they're going crazy.
This is school group time of the year.
Yeah, it is.
The month of May is school group time.
Sorry, Smokey Jose is where I'm recording from. Yeah. So, in addition to, what makes the store truly the most unique one in the country? Is it because you're only open seasonally?
Well, we are a seasonal store, and it was very generous of the Birkenstock USA folks to let us do this almost 20 years ago now, in part because our community, in terms of what people come here to see, history, retail, restaurant, hotels, is also seasonal. I mean, we don't just choose to be open those months. We don't have a lot to say about it when Mother Nature moves in with a northern Michigan winter.
Yeah, and it will.
Yeah.
Right. So if I come to Mackinac, maybe I decided to walk all the way around the island in my poor-fitting, ill-fitting shoes. I can come to you and get something incredibly comfortable and practical for the island.
You can, but what we would prefer to have you do if you're going to walk around the island for a couple of days is put a nice insert in the shoes you walk into the store with, because you're going to be a lot more comfortable in the long run. Besides, if it rains, you don't have to ruin a brand new pair of Birkenstocks.
Right. I would recommend the Chacos for that.
Yes, actually, that's a good suggestion, and I
those are my
delighted.
choice.
Peter, we'll talk about the book here in a
Sure.
second, but real quick, do you remember your first time on the island?
I do. I was 4 or 5 years old, and when I say, well, how do you remember that long ago? I remember it mostly because of the ferry ride. I was one of those kids who probably my parents had to drag me back from the railing because I was just taking in this whole vista of the water.
Yeah.
There was no bridge in those days. The water and what I thought were a lot of islands. It turns out, of course, there were only 2 or 3.
Right.
But I was probably 4 or 5 years old.
And you fell in love right then.
I did, and I've been coming here off and on all my life, and then finally moved permanently in 2002.
That is awesome. Well, now, really quickly, we're going to run out of time, and I'm so sorry, but you do a series, the Michael Russo Mystery Series.
Correct.
They're set on the island.
They're set on the island and in other locales in northern Michigan: Petoskey, Traverse City, Mackinac City, St. Ignace.
And you just released a new one. It's called Death Lease, and
It's
this is
called
available
Death Lease.
online.
It is available here at the Island Bookstore, as well as bookstores in Traverse City and Petoskey. But yes, Amazon.com has both digital and paper copies of the book.
I love it. And so if people want to order the book, they can come and get it on the island
Oh,
here.
it's always more fun to come to Mackinac for a lot of reasons, so just add that to the list.
Yeah, just come and get Death Lease. Yeah, I love it. By Peter Mirabelle. It's available right now. You can go to Amazon to order it.
Yes.
As well as the other books in the series. And this is the 4th one, right?
Correct. This is the 4th one.
I love it.
in the
If people
series.
want to maybe look at your Birkenstock store, can they order the shoes online as well?
They can order They can order Birkenstocks from us by calling. We don't do it online because we want to get the fit right. Fit
Right.
is important for us, but we will ship anywhere. after we talk to you on
And
the
that's,
telephone.
well, that's that personal touch, right?
Yes.
I love it. Okay, and if you want to learn more about the Mackinac Island Birkenstock store, do you
We
guys
have a Facebook page and a web page, MackinacBirkenstock.com, of course.
All right, and then PeterMirabelle.com.
PeterMirabelle.com.
I can't wait to check out this book. Death
Thanks,
Lease
you guys.
just released right now. All right, Timmy Hygh, thank you also for giving us a little background on Mackinac Island. All right, John, we've got a lot more from Mackinac Island coming up on Behind the Mitten.
And welcome back to Behind the Mitten. John Gonzalez along with Amy Sherman on Mackinac Island this weekend, folks. If you haven't been here in a while, get here. You need to. If you are planning your trip and can't wait to get here, we got some really cool information for you when you make that return visit about things you can check out. Amy, our last guest was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Peter Mirabelle, he's a longtime resident here, owns the Birkenstock shop that you can find in the Lilac Tree Hotel kind of complex there. Super unique store for the island, but a great place to go shop if you need to get either Birkenstocks or Chacos, which I love the Chacos. Those are pretty awesome. Plus, he's an author, and he has a whole series of books that are set on Mackinac Island and up here in the northern part of Michigan. Kind of interesting to read about. Look him up, PeterMirabelle.com, and check out his book series. Or come to the island and purchase the books right here where they were written. That's the part I kind of like, right?
That's right. Tim Hygh is joining us again here from Mackinac Island. And Tim, it's good to see you, my friend.
It's so good to see you guys. I mean, summer's here again. We got another
know.
season.
It always feels like a long winter because then during the summer we see each other all the time.
Yeah,
and then it's another long winter. But it's always great to be back on the island and always new fun things that are happening every year on Mackinac Island.
And we are so happy that we have an amenity that hasn't been here in a while.
And one I have been asking for. I
Amy?
feel like my personal request has been granted.
I think it was all that energy coming from Amy Sherman that made this happen.
Because I'm that person.
I remember one of the first times we were on the island, and Amy's like going, "Gonzo, where's the old time photos? Where are they?" And I'm like,
Because we need
"No."
one.
Yeah, she's like, "Let's get a photo taken." I'm like, "Okay," but we couldn't find it.
Because it wasn't here.
Yeah.
But it is now.
Yeah.
Yay! So speaking of Peter Mirabelle, and writing all those wonderful books with the Mackinac Island, kind of a theme running through them, or a thread anyway. And they're for sale at the Mackinac Island, the Island Bookstore on Mackinac Island, owned by Mary Jane Barnwell, who also happens to own and bringing back Mackinac Island old time photos.
Mary Jane, you get a standing ovation for bringing it back. But first, let's talk about the bookstore, since we can get the books there. I always walk through the bookstore every time I'm on the island because I'm a total book nerd.
We appreciate that.
How long have you owned the bookstore?
Well, we purchased it, my sister and brother-in-law and I purchased it in 1989.
Oh my gosh.
And it started in 1975, so we're in our 43rd year now.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, what do you say to people who say, well, I just read my books, online or whatever?
Oh, no, we're finding
That's
that
what I say.
A lot of people like to hold books in their hand.
Yes.
They're great souvenirs. We're finding that people our age, in our 50s, are the ones reading ebooks mainly, but the younger people are picking up books. They do not want to read a book on an iPad or on their phone. They have what we call digital fatigue.
Ah, yes.
And they're tired of being in front of a screen. So the young people are buying books and they're reading a lot. They're very interested. Our young adult section is always going through turnover after turnover. So we're really encouraged that this new generation is going to be big readers, as well as people older too, Generation X.
Now, does the bookstore have a little bit of a focus on books that are from Michigan or from northern Michigan?
Oh, yes. We have most of our sales, our biggest percentage of sales are Mackinac Island-related books, but we also sell a number of Michigan books, Michigan history, books on waterfalls, shipwrecks, lighthouses.
They are a great souvenir.
They are great souvenirs and haunted stories, ghost stories.
Right.
They love that. But we also sell new fiction, bestsellers, backlist. We've got a big selection of a lot of different categories and a lot of children's books.
So perfect if you're on vacation. Maybe you read through your book and you need a backup book. You can come and grab one. And
oh, yes.
Always be in print. I love it.
Always be in print.
That's part of the adventure of coming to the island. You're here, if you're here for several days, you do your things, but you want to relax, and there's some great spots to just go and read, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. You can A lot of people go to Marquette Park,
That's where I would pick.
or they take a bike ride and stop along the way and maybe sit on the boardwalk. A lot of people just sit on their hotel porch and